Hello, my name is Susan. I work at the Juliet Hampton Morgan Library, which is part of the Montgomery City County Public Library System in Alabama. Today we're going to flow through a series of yoga poses called asanas. And if at any point you're in pain, just simply come out of the asana. It's always important to listen to your body, stay focused on your body as we move through the various asanas. So we're going to start off with some gentle breathing. Rotate your hands so the palms are facing up. Join the tip of the thumb to the tip of the index finger. Bring all your awareness into your body, breathing in and out through the nose. You can soften your gaze, looking down at the mat, or even close your eyes. The thumb and the index finger represent everything that is good and positive and beautiful in the universe and in you, and they flow into and out of each other. The other three fingers show your anxieties, fears, negativity, and you're casting those out. And just centering on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Just feel the breath flowing in and out through the nose. Feel your muscles relax, your body soften. And then slowly bring your awareness back into the room. Open your eyes. Rotate the hands. The palms are resting gently on your knees. Your spine's in a neutral position. You're sitting up nice and tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, maintaining the natural curves in your spinal column. Breathe in, and as you exhale, beginning at the tailbone, vertebrae by vertebrae, arch your back towards the wall behind you. And then breathe in, releasing the belly, coming into a cow. And just flow through this to your own breath, exhaling into cat, inhaling into cow. We're just gently awakening the spinal column, beginning at the tailbone, working up through all the vertebrae, up through the neck. And then the next time you release from cat, begin your holographic wave. Just move in any way your body tells you it needs to move. Move into any places of tightness or tension. Just massage that tightness and tension away. There is no way to do this wrong. And then bring that to a close. Return to your neutral spine. You're sitting up nice and tall. Place your hands on either side of your navel. Relax your shoulders down towards your spine. Breathe in, and as you exhale, twist to the right. Turning your head to look over the shoulder. Inhale back to the center. Breathing out, exhale to the left. If it's painful to turn your head, you can just keep the head straight, looking forward. Exhaling as you twist. Inhaling as you return to the center. And I'm mirroring you, so when I say to twist to the right, I'm actually twisting to the left, so that we're both going to the same side. Working up from the spinal column, vertebrae by vertebrae. The head turns last, if that's available to you. Let's do it one more time on each side. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the side. And return to the center. It is said that twists are good massages for our internal organs, so we're going to come into some deeper twists. Place your right hand inside the right knee, left arm straight out from the shoulder, facing forward, and then inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the left, bringing that left hand down onto the mat and coming into the twist as deeply as you can. And remember to breathe. If you're having difficulty breathing, you can come out of the twist a little bit. Inhale back to the center. We'll bring the left hand inside the left knee. Bring your right arm straight out from the shoulder. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring that right hand down to the floor and twist to the right. Stay here and breathe. We'll do that 2 more times on each side. Right hand inside the right knee, left arm out. Breathe in and lengthen the spine. Exhale and twist. Inhale back to the center. Left hand, left knee, right arm out. Inhale and lengthen, exhale and twist. Inhale back to the center. 1 more time each side. Right hand, right knee, left arm out. Breathe in and lengthen that spinal column. Exhale and twist to the left. Inhale back to the center. Okay, so we've moved our spinal column from front to back. We've twisted and untwisted it. So now we're going to move it from side to side. Your arms are down by your side. And as you breathe in, lift that right arm up and over, stretching out through the right side. You're not scrunching the left. Exhale down. Consider your sides like 2 parts of the railroad track. They curve together. Exhale down. And just keep flowing through that to your own breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Shoulders are relaxed down towards the hips. Inhale up and exhale down. 1 more time each side. And then we'll bring that to a close. Now let's bring our palms together at Anjali Mudra at the heart. And as you breathe in, press the palms together and lift them. And exhale them back to the heart center. And just flow through this to your own breath. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, inhale up and exhale back to the heart center. This time when you inhale, press the right hand against the left, pushing that left elbow over to the side. And exhale back to the center. Inhale, left hand pressing against right. Exhale back to the center. Just keep flowing through this to your own breath. Notice if there's any tension in your shoulders. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't let them come up. One more time to the left. Exhale back to the center. Inhale one more time to the right. Exhale back to the center. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We're maintaining our neutral spine. And now with the palms together, move your hands in a clockwise position, making a tiny circle. And slowly let the circles get bigger and bigger. Keeping your yogic breath working in and out through the nose. And then finally, you're making the biggest circle you can make. And the next time you get to the top of that circle, pause here. Now make that big circle again, moving in the opposite direction. And now our circles are going to become smaller and smaller until finally we're making the smallest circle we can make. And let's bring that to a close. Bring your arms out in front of you and just make circles with your wrists. And then pause and make circles in the other direction. Remember, whatever we do on one side of the body, we then do on the other side, or we do it in reverse. So sit up nice and tall. Inhale. As you exhale, lower your right ear towards your right shoulders. Bring your arms down to the side. You should feel a good stretch in the left side of your neck, and if you want to intensify that stretch, bring that left arm out and away from the body at about a 45-degree angle. Your fingertips are pointed towards the floor. Remember to breathe and lengthen out through that arm. Inhale the head back to the center, the arm down to the side. And we'll do the other side. Breathe in. Exhale, bringing the left ear towards the left shoulder, feeling a good stretch on the opposite side of the neck. And once again, if you want to intensify that stretch, bring the right arm away from the body at more or less a 45-degree angle. Lengthen out through that arm, fingertips pointed towards the floor, and stay here and breathe. Keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Then inhale the head to the center, hand down to the side. And we'll bring that to a close. Okay, so we finished up with the neck asanas, and now we're going to come down on our hands and knees. If you need to pad up your knees, get a blanket or a towel. Go ahead and do that. So the knees are directly under the hips. The wrists are directly under the shoulders. Spread your fingers as far apart as you can, except for the thumbs. Bring the thumbs a little closer into the palms of your hand. The spine is in a neutral position. Breathe in, and as you exhale, beginning at the tailbone, arch your back towards the ceiling like a Halloween cat. And then breathe in, let the belly drop, and come into your sway back cow. So just flow through this to your own breath, exhaling into cat, arching the back towards the ceiling. Inhale, let the belly drop, arch the back in the opposite direction. And just flow through this to your own breath. As you come into cow, you're not throwing your head back on your shoulders. You're just letting the vertebrae in the neck continue the gentle curve of the spinal column. The next time you release from cat, just come back to tabletop, come back to your neutral spine. And now we'll move the spine in a lateral position. So breathe in, and as you exhale, turn your head to look back at your right foot, stretching out through the left side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, turn the head to look at the left foot, stretching out through the right side. And just keep flowing through this to your own breath. If you gently press your navel towards your backbone, this helps protect your low back. One more time to each side. Exhale, looking back at your left foot, right foot. Breathe in. Exhale, turning back to look at the opposite foot. And then bring that to a close and begin your holographic wave. Just move in any way that feels good to you. It's an asymmetrical flow. Move into any places of tightness or tension. Massage that tightness or tension away. There's no way to do this wrong. And then bring that to a close. Now lift your right arm straight out from the shoulder and then sweep it under the other arm, bringing your head and your ear to the mat. And stay here and breathe. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can then take your left arm and lay it across your back. Not available, you can always just keep that left hand on the mat. And then inhale, press into that left hand. Bring the right hand back to the mat. And we'll do the other side. So lift the left arm out straight from the shoulder. Bring it under the opposite arm. Bringing your left ear to the mat and stay here and breathe. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can take your right arm and bring it across your back. Bringing that right hand back to the mat, press up. And we'll do that one more time on each side. So bring your right arm out to the side, sweep it under the left arm as you bring your right ear down to the mat and stay here and breathe. Now you can keep your left hand on the mat, or you can straighten that arm, bend the elbow, and then bring it across your low back. And stay here and breathe. And when you come out of the pose, put that left hand back on the mat, press up, and bring your right hand back to the mat. Now we'll do the other side. So left arm out from the side, bring it up, bring it under, and then if you want, bring your right arm across your low back and stay here and breathe. Placing that right hand back on the mat, press yourself up, come into tabletop, and then press your hips back towards your heels, coming into balasana or child's pose. This is a resting pose, so just stay here and breathe. Inhale back into tabletop. And now we're going to move into Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. So tuck your toes if they're not already tucked, and then pressing into the toes, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. It's not important that your heels touch the mat, but your head should be between your upper arms and your shoulder blades should be pressing towards your front ribs. Your upper back is flat. You're not rounding the shoulders. And then inhale into tabletop and exhale back into balasana or child's pose. And we're going to do a flow like that. So beginning in child's pose, breathe in to tabletop, tuck the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. And if you want to hang out here for a few breaths, that's fine. If this feels good and relaxing to you, just go ahead and hang out here. Otherwise, breathing into tabletop, breathing out, coming into child's pose. And just flow through this to your own breath. Remember to listen to your body. If this becomes too much for you, you can always just rest in child's pose or any other pose that is comfortable for you. This time when we come into downward facing dog, just stay here. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead and bend your knees and walk your hands back to your feet. Straighten the knees, just let the head drop. And you're in a full forward fold. And then as you inhale, slowly come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. With the head coming up last. And come into Tadasana. So now we're standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. So what you want to do in Tadasana, first we're going to build this pose from the ground up. So bring your awareness to your feet. The feet should be directly below the hip bones, which are those bony protrusions on the front of your pelvis. The toes should be facing forward. You should be standing on the four corners of your feet. And the four corners of the feet are on the bottom, where the big toe meets the toe mound, where the little toe meets the toe mound, and on either side at the back of the heel. So go ahead and lift your toes. Notice how when you do that, you activate your arches. And when the arches are activated, the ankles are directly under the knees. So go ahead and lower the toes. Keep your arches lifted. Ankles under knees, knees under hips, hips directly below the shoulders, ears over shoulders. Your chin is parallel to the floor, and just stay here and breathe. You're standing tall and strong and silent like a mountain. Now bring your hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra at the heart. And as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms forward and up. And exhale back to the heart center. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Once again, let's bring the arms up. And as you exhale, come into a gentle back bend. Shoulders are still relaxed down towards the hips. The head is tilted back, but you're not letting it drop onto your shoulders. You're just continuing the curve of the spinal column. And then inhale back to your neutral spine and exhale the arms down. And we'll do that a couple more times. Bring the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart. Inhale the arms up, palms touch, and as you breathe out, come into your back bend. Inhale back to the neutral spine and breathe out, letting the arms float down to your side. And One last time. Inhale. Exhale into the back bend. Shoulders relaxed, neck is elongated. Inhale to your neutral spine and breathe out as you float the arms down. So now we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So step forward with your right foot. That back leg stays straight. That foot can be pivoted so the toes face the side of the mat. And then pivot your hips towards the front. So you want those hip points, those bony protrusions facing the short end of the mat. Bring that front knee right over the ankle. You don't want to extend it past the ankle. And then bring your arms up. Shoulders are still relaxed. And come into Warrior 1. Pressing down through the four corners of both feet. Strong in your legs. Stay here and breathe. And now we're going to do our Warrior 1 flow. So when that front knee is bent, you inhale. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And continue flowing through that to your own breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Hinge at the hips. Bring that back foot forward so your feet are about hip distance apart, but you can bring them a little farther apart and just rock back and forth, releasing any tension there might be in the hips. And then in yoga, what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So let's come to the back of the mat again and bring the left foot forward. The back leg is straight. The toes can be pointed off to the side of the mat if that's comfortable for you. Pivot the pelvis forward so your hip points are facing the front of the mat. Bend that front knee. It's right over the ankle so you can still see your toes. If you can't see your toes, that knee is too far forward. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Shoulders are relaxed. Virabhadrasana 1. Stay here and breathe. Remember, you're pressing through the four corners of each foot. Your legs are strong. And now we'll go through our flow. When the front knee is bent, we breathe in. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll flow through that a few more times. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and we'll bring that to a close. So hinge forward, come up. Go ahead and bend your knees. Shoulders are still over the hips. Breathe in, and as you exhale, you're not bending at the waist, you're hinging at the hips. Slide your hands down. When the exhalation's finished, just stop. Doesn't matter where you are. And inhale back up. Bring the shoulders back over the hips. Exhale down. And inhale up. Let's do that one more time. Breathing out and breathing in. Bring that to a close, come back into Tadasana, and just notice how you feel. And now we'll move on to Warrior 2. So I'm going to turn my mat sideways. Warrior two. Bring your feet as far apart as is comfortable for you. Doesn't have to be very far if that's where your body is. Remember, your body's the guide. Always listen to your body. And then rotate that right foot 90 degrees. If the heel of the right foot is in line with the arch of the left foot, that's a more traditional approach to the pose, but if that doesn't work for you, if you're in pain, just adjust your feet wherever they need to be. Then bend that right knee, bring it right over the ankle. Lift your arms up. You can check the back arm to make sure it's in line with your shoulder. And then turn your head and look over the fingertips of your right hand, coming into Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2, and stay here and breathe. Remember, we build these poses from the ground up, so you're pressing down through the four corners of both feet. Strong in your legs. And then straighten that knee, lower the arms, turn the toes forward. So now both sets of toes are facing the long front end of the mat. Lift your arms up and come into star pose. On the exhale, you press down through the four corners of the feet, feeling your connection to the earth. And on the inhale, lengthen the spinal column, lengthen out through the arms, the fingers, and stay here and breathe. And then lower your arms, heel toe the feet in, so they're a little more than hip distance apart, and just sway back and forth, releasing any tension you might have in your hips. And then go ahead and make some circles with those hips. And then go in the opposite direction. And we'll bring that to a close. So now step out again. We'll come into Warrior 2 on the other side. And again, only step out as far as is comfortable for you. And now rotate that left foot. So the toes are facing the short end of the mat. Inhale, bend that knee, that left knee. Check that back arm. Make sure it's in line with the shoulder. And then turn your head and look over the fingertips of your left hand. And stay here and breathe. Lower your arms, straighten the knee, rotate the toes so they both sets of toes face the front end of the mat. Inhale the arms up, come into your star pose. As you inhale, lengthen the spinal column, lengthen the arms and the fingers. And as you breathe out, press down through the four corners of the feet, feeling your connection to the earth. And lower the arms, bring the feet in, maybe about shoulder distance apart or so, and just rock from side to side, letting go of any tension there might be in the hips. And then we'll begin our hip circles. And do the same number of hip circles in the opposite direction. And we'll bring that to a close. Bring the feet hip distance apart again. And one last time, just come into Tadasana. You can go ahead and lift your toes to make sure your ankles aren't pronated in and to help activate your arches. And just notice how your body feels. Ankles under knees, knees under hips, hips under shoulders, ears over shoulders. And now we're going to do our final asanas on the floor. So we're going to move through some asanas on the floor before we come into our final one, which is called Shavasana. So bring your knees over your chest. The feet are flexed. Place a hand on each knee. And as you're lying here, notice your low back. There's probably a curve in your low back. So breathe in, and as you exhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Feel that low back flatten into the earth. And then inhale, gently pressing the knees away. And the curve returns to the low back. And just flow through that to your own breath. Inhaling, pressing the knees away, like a balloon that's inflating. Exhale, bring the knees towards your chest. It's like the balloon is deflating. And just flow through that to your own breath. And the next time you inhale, gently pushing the knees away, release the knees, let the feet come down to the mat, let your arms come down to the floor. And just gently rock your knees from side to side in windshield wipers. As the knees fall to one side, that opposite hip comes up off the mat. Remembering to breathe. Once more to each side. And then bring the knees back to the center. Lift the legs up over your chest. Bring your arms out directly from the shoulders. Palms are facing up. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lower the knees over to your right. Now you can keep looking at the ceiling, or you can turn your head to the left. If turning your head is hard on your neck, just keep looking at the ceiling. And then breathe in, bring the arm up and over. You've got hip resting on hip, hand resting on hand. And as you breathe out, bring that top hand up the arm, across your chest, and lay it on the floor. Do that 2 more times. Inhale up and over. And exhale. Trying to bring the shoulder down to the mat if that's available to you. One last time. And then as you breathe in, bring your head back to the center and your knees back over your torso. Now we're going to drop the knees over to the other side. And turn your head in the opposite direction if that's available to you. Inhale, bring that arm up and over. Hip on top of hip, hand on top of hand. And then as you breathe out, drag that top hand up the arm, across the collarbone, and lay your arm back on the floor. 2 more times to your own breath. Breathing in, breathing out. One final time. Now inhale again, bringing the knees over your chest, put both feet on the mat. If you want to do windshield wipers again to release any tension there might be in the low back, go ahead and do that. And then bring that to a close. Straighten one leg and then the other. Just let your feet fall where they may. I like to bring my arms in a little closer to my body, but do whatever's most comfortable for you. And imagine you're at the beach. The weather is perfect. The earth is cradling and supporting every inch of your body. And the sound of the waves as they roll on to shore and back out to sea matches the rhythm of your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. So bring all your awareness into your body, center on the breath, breathing in, breathing out, and come into Shavasana. Now begin to bring your awareness back into the room. If you like, you can place your feet flat on the mat and rock your knees from side to side in windshield wipers. And when you're ready, there's no hurry. Roll over onto your right side. Take at least a couple of deep breaths in that position. And when you're ready, come up into a comfortable seated position. Thank you for letting me be a part of your yoga journey today. I hope the inner calm and peace that you feel right now, you can carry into the rest of your day and carry it out into the world. Namaste.